of the Secret Service. So thanks very much to all of you. And Ryan, let me start with you because, you know, you heard three top lawyers say what some other lawyers have been saying, right? That they don't believe Trump should be indicted here. But you have gone through history. You have gone through precedent. You have come to a different conclusion.
That's right. So I think it's actually an empirical question. So what we did is we surveyed the last 15 years of all the district attorney offices across New York and saw how many times they brought this particular charge, falsifying business records. And the conclusion is, essentially, if the person's last name was not Trump, he would be charged. Just to give you a few examples, these are different district attorneys' offices. In 2010, a woman goes into the Lord and Taylor store. She applies for a false store credit by returning merchandise that she did not purchase and then uses that store credit to walk out of the store with additional merchandise. She's convicted. 2015, another district attorney office, just as examples, a married couple has a fire and they claim that like one of their sofas cost $5,000 where actually they paid in cash under $2,000. They're convicted of falsifying business records. Another example, 2022, an individual teacher is indicted because she sent a false COVID card that she made up to the Department of Education and to her principal. Another 2022 one is an auto repair owner in the Bronx files false income tax and then claims $60,000 that he should have paid $60,000 that he did not pay in taxes. He is indicted. It just happens time and again. It's commonplace to charge this kind of a crime. If the evidence is there, it's very compelling. How does a prosecutor turn away from that? Treating everybody equally under the law would mean you bring an indictment if you have the evidence.
If you have the evidence, and I know, of course, we don't know exactly what evidence they have. You're not making a point on that, but you're saying if you believe you have it, that the precedent would show that. Laura, what do you think would you read through that?
Well, first of all, when you look at this, there has been somebody who has been charged under the common nucleus of facts, Michael Cohen. They have investigated this, but it was for a different and a federal charge. So the idea of just bypassing what the feds decided to do or did not do when you had a change in administration, of course, right? You had Bill Barr, who became the attorney general, who really frowned upon what he perceived as a political persecution in the courts related to Michael Cohen, as opposed to the actual substance of the issue. That's number one. Number two, we're talking around the issue of prosecutorial discretion. Look, think about it as if you're driving down the highway. Most people probably are speeding, and the cops are seeing you as well. They decide who to pull over, and they decide that based on who might be the most egregious or beyond. Here, this might not fall in the egregious category compared to January 6th and beyond, but a prosecutor has the ability to bring a case if a crime has been committed without regard to the other things that may have happened around it. In this, Alvin Bragg, he doesn't have to follow what DOJ is doing, Aaron, or what the Fulton County person. And in many respects, the fact that he's getting a lot of criticism on this based on his timing, one could look at Attorney General Merrick Garland and Fani Willis and say, why have they not gone yet?
Right, and that a crucial